you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I can finish this without even popping my claws.
Imperial Station Spare One ready for
The enemy approaches. She is unholy. She will return.
Y'all about to let that hella do all that?
Powerful healing.
Consume a torch over here, bro. Get this motherfucker right here, bro. This motherfucker right there, bud.
Dodge this!
We captured the mission area!
Let's rumble!
The Lord of Asgard is reborn!
Solid teamwork. Guide my spear! My strength is renewed.
Let's cook some more!
My aim is true. Gotta take cover.
On your tail! Look out!
It's like the heart-shaped herb.
Dodge this! Happy to help.
Y'all kill her?
Your team's capture progress is past the halfway point.
Get this door, bro. This motherfucking door, bro. Shit. Oh, who revived? What the fuck?
And a salute the hard-fought victory.
I want your soul!
I'll get the hella. Don't worry about her stinking ass. Stinking.
Ah, yes. Much better.
Drop.
She is unholy. She will return.
I become home. Look who just showed.
My aim is true. Powerful healing.
Here's a foe found!
Feeling kingly today, are we? Enemies help.
They got behind you!
Y'all letting hella just dish that shit out?
Tremble before bath! Ah, yes. Much
You
better.
captured more than half of the mission area.
Y'all up there letting
Keep
hella
going.
dish shit out.
Fantastic!
Co-op time!
Oh! Ha ha!
It's clobbering time! Full fast!
Disappear!
They got behind you.
How'd she just pop that joint? She popped that shit in the air like she did that shit, boy.
The wind
I gotta go. She thought she was gonna get me
Powerful healing.
a missed.
It's almost yours!
Full whole ass. I'm not.
I see I have made it.
Guide my spear.
Punishment.
Ah, yes. Much better.
Oh, it's good.
Gone dark.
Yeah. I got a Hawk out here now. Let's go.
My aim is true.
Don't mess with the Amer-
Fuck, I still got that kill. Talking about boy. Just talking about boy. So chat, my mic is not hot right now, so the team cannot hear me. So check this shit out, bro. Today I had to take off of work
No true
because
king
I had a
makes
court hearing,
decisions
right?
only for
I
himself.
told y'all that I had a court hearing yesterday, right? It was the modified child support. Because child support, whether you believe it or not, that shit is fraud. That shit is fraud.
30
The
seconds
court is
before you
engaging in
attack.
corruption.
Get ready.
They're going against the Constitution because they benefit from it, right?
Oh, well. Aren't
So
you the
on my way to
sweetest thing
court,
that ever crawled
I'm
onto
going to
dry
Staples
land?
because I had a couple documents I had to print out
Oh, hey,
so I can present them as
sorry,
evidence
little buddy. Wasn't trying
in
to
court.
dehydrate you. My bad.
I'm driving past the motherfucking MVA, right? Now there's 3 lanes for the MVA. I mean, well, there's 1 lane that takes you to exit to the MVA. I was in the lane that was to the left of that because I wasn't exiting. I needed to keep straight and make the next exit. There was a car behind me, right? This car changes to the left lane. because he wanted to pass me, not realizing that his exit was the NVA exit. You know this motherfucker did? This motherfucker reared into my lane without signaling and anything, and hit the back of my car. Right? Pissed me the fuck off. Then kept going. Didn't even fucking stop. Kept going into the NVA instead of pulling up behind me so that we can exchange information because you at fault and you gonna pay for this shit. These motherfuckers kept driving into the NVA because they knew that I was too far up to back up and get their information. So what you think? I circle around because I gotta go down. I gotta go make a right at the street, go down another street, and make another right so I can circle around into the other entrance of the NVA. These motherfuckers ain't even there. Now, thankfully, they didn't do very much visible damage to my car somehow, but I was still pissed off nonetheless. And rightfully so, right? They got Captain America trying to whip my ass. Shit. Shit. Mine ain't right here no more. Bring your shit. Bring your shit, Cap. I'm mad today. So, so what's the rest of the story? I get to the court. My court hearing is at 1 o'clock. It's against my ex-wife. She shows up at exactly 1 o'clock. Because, you know, if she don't show up, they'll automatically dismiss your shit. And rule my favor. But I ain't fucking shit up today, huh? Who's behind me? Captain America? Yeah, so she shows up at exactly 1 o'clock. Get that boy. He ain't in no position to fight that boy. I'm not playing, y'all. I'm mad today.
You are not blessed.
They getting a point somehow. I don't know how.
Behold the god of thunder!
I don't even know how they got to the point. What the fuck?
Another fearsome foe found!
Let's see.
Far too simple a victory.
Inventory's back already. Bro, I ain't fucking him up. 23-0. Only person in the game that did not die. Fucking it up. Right. Oh, my bad. So let me finish the story. So I get to the court. I'm waiting. The hearing is at 1 o'clock. She shows up at 1 o'clock. Because, you know, if you don't show up, then they'll rule in your favor, right? By default. She shows up at 1 o'clock. The court still takes an extra 30 minutes for us to get into the courtroom. Piss me off. Then when we go in the courtroom, it's 2 other couples in there that are there for the same reason, right? So they get them out of the way because the court is already somewhat familiar with me and my knowledge of the law, right? So they get the other couples out of the way. One couple, she went in there by herself. The other person didn't even show up. She was trying to, I don't know, I guess she was trying to increase his child support. He didn't even show up. So she didn't have no evidence of his employment. She didn't have no evidence of how much he made, nothing. She just knew he worked for Metro. So the judge was like, look, we're going to have to do a continuance since he didn't show up. You don't have any documents to prove, you know, that he's employed there, how much money he makes, anything. So we're going to do a continuance. So she pushed the joint out 2 months for them. Got her right up out of there. Then the next one, they both was there. I don't know if they were husband and wife or they just boyfriend and girlfriend. Check this out. This was like some of the most honorable shit I had ever seen. They got seated, they swore him in, and they was like, you're here for a modification, ma'am? And she was like, no. Actually, I'm here to terminate his child support. The magistrate looked at her and was like, you want to terminate his child support? Now remember what I told y'all, child support is not in the best interest of the children. It is in the best interest of the state, because what it is that whoever is receiving the child support, basically the state opened up a loan in the father's name. They're giving you the payments, but they're trying to make him pay the loan back. It's some whole fraudulent, corrupt shit, right? So when she's like, yeah, I want to terminate his child support and his arrears, she looked at her like, huh? you want to terminate it? And she's like, are you sure you want to terminate it? Are you sure that's what you want to do? Let me make sure you understand correctly. You can terminate his arrears, and the child support, whatever the monthly payment is, will continue, okay? Or you can terminate the arrears and the supports, and the arrears go away, and the child support goes away. Are you saying that you want to terminate the arrears? She was like, yes. She was like, so you want the child support payment to continue? She was like, no. I want to terminate the arrears and the child support. Man, this magistrate went on for like 5 fucking minutes trying to convince this girl not to terminate anything, like trying to, and I'm sitting up here like, what is the confusion? She's like, did anybody threaten to do harm to you if you terminate the support? And she's like, no, we co-parent effectively, and I want to terminate it. So the judge was like, are you receiving any type of government assistance? And she was like, yes. She's like, okay, if you're receiving government assistance, then we cannot terminate the support because the state is providing you with assistance. So, you know what I mean? You don't have to tell me how much you're receiving, but if you're receiving any type of assistance from the state, then you cannot terminate your child support case. And this is why, because the state is paying her. So the state is trying to collect the money that they're paying her back from the father. You see what I'm saying? Shit pissed me off. So then they let them know that they're not able to terminate because she's receiving government assistance, and if they terminate the support when she's receiving government assistance, she will lose her benefit of government assistance. So they're not going to terminate it. All right. So when it was his turn to talk, he was like, yeah, we co-parent well, and we do all of this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And then she was just like, yeah, but ultimately she was like, yeah, I have to deny this because she is receiving government assistance. So the logical thing to do, if you really want to take him off of child support, is come off the government assistance. Improve your situation. Get yourself a job or whatever the case may be. I don't know what her situation was. I don't know how much government assistance she was receiving, but get yourself a job, whatever the case may be, and then go back to the court, tell them you want to terminate, you're not receiving government assistance, they will allow you. He, on the other hand, will still provide you with whatever amount of money that he can afford to provide you with for your kids, since you say y'all get along and y'all co-parent well. Got them out the way. Then it was my turn. We the last couple in there. We go up into the joint, right? The judge is like, ma'am, do you have a problem sitting at the same table with him? Because they had us sitting on opposite ends of the table, not next to each other, but we were both sitting at the head of the table, facing the bench or whatever the fuck. So she's like, no, I don't have a problem. Now, mind you, I'm very worried about my ex-wife because she's a compulsive liar. She's a compulsive liar. She's controlling. She's manipulative. She's a narcissist. Like, and I know that word only just started becoming a thing, like within the last 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. But that's what she is. She plays this victim role and tries to look really sweet and innocent, but the only thing she's really doing is trying to find a way to manipulate you into believing her or doing what she needs you to do. You know, she has that victim mentality, right? So she's like, do you have a problem sitting at the same table, ma'am? And she's like, nah. And she's like, ma'am, do you have a problem? Almost like that's a sign. And she was like, no. I was like, whatever, I don't care. I don't care where I sit. I don't care who's in here. As long as I'm able to make my case, present my evidence, I don't care. Because I got all the evidence. You better believe I do my due diligence. So, right, she was like, can you both raise your right hands? And can you swear to tell the whole truth? You know, whatever they say in court. You swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So she's like, yeah. I was like, yeah. Mind you, I already know she's a compulsive liar. She's raised her right hand and swore to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth multiple times when we've gone to court, and the first thing that came out of her mouth was a fucking lie. Okay? So the judge looked at me and was like, so this looks like this is, she's like, sir, can you state your name? Because I'm the one who initiated the hearing, right? I'm the one that filed the paperwork to get the hearing. So she was like, so the magistrate was like, sir, can you state your name? I want you guys to take note of what I'm about to say. Because after I said this shit, you're going to be crazy what happened. She's like, sir, can you state your name? I said what my name was, and then I said, I am the sentient man, the flesh and blood human being. I'm appearing today under special appearance, and I'm not waiving any of my rights. I'm here to challenge jurisdiction and the constitutionality of the administrative order. Magistrate looked at her. Her eyes kind of got big. She looked at my ex-wife. She's like, okay, ma'am, this type of case needs to come before a judge. We're not going to be able to do anything today because he said, and she's like, sir, can you repeat yourself? I want to make sure I don't mess anything up. Mind you, we're on the record. We're on the record, meaning all of this is being recorded. There's video footage being recorded, and there's audio being recorded, right? So she's like, sir, can you repeat that again? This is the magistrate saying this to me. So I repeated everything that I said again, and she was like, okay. Excellent. Thank you. She was like, yes, ma'am. So we're not going to be able to have this hearing here today because this hearing needs to come before a judge. And my ex-wife's like, wait, you mean today? And she was like, well, it's not going to be today, but it'll be sometime in the future. So she's like, well, I live in Florida, you know. So she actually had to buy a plane ticket to fly her ass up here today just for this hearing, right? Which turned out to be a waste of money. So I say all that to say, so I was like, is there any particular reason why a judge was not made available for this hearing here today? I filed my documents months ago, and I filed them in the circuit court, okay? I haven't filed any documents with the Child Support Agency, which is a non-judicial administrative agency. I do not cooperate with them at all. They don't have any jurisdiction, and I'm not contractually obligated or lawfully obligated to cooperate with them. Their agency is 100% voluntary, right? This is what I said to her. So then she was like, sir, I will make sure that a judge is available for you in the future. Basically, a magistrate doesn't have the authority to make a ruling. Only a judge can do that. And when she heard me say I'm making a special appearance, one, that told her immediately that I am challenging the jurisdiction of the court, and the court has to prove that they have jurisdiction to pass any ruling in the first place. She knew that she couldn't provide any ruling, so she's like, well, fuck it. It kind of pissed me off, because a judge should have been there, because when I filed my paperwork, I made sure the court understood I've already sued several judges in this court and told them that and because I sued them, they have to recuse themselves from this case. They can never preside over any hearing that I'm a party to. Not this hearing or any hearing, because their ability to remain fair, neutral, detached, and unbiased is going to be in question, right? So that's me letting them know a judge can preside, but it can't be her, him, or her. It better be somebody different who I haven't already sued. Somebody who is going to do what the law tells them to do, instead of somebody in here that's, you know, doing all of this corrupt, fraudulent shit. Man, y'all remember what I said? Those two sentences, as quickly as I said them, shut the whole fucking courtroom down. Shut shit down. And that's why they made sure that they called me last, because somebody told that magistrate, when this guy comes in the courtroom, when he checks in and we know that he's here, make sure that he speaks last. We don't want him going first and saying anything that somebody who's waiting to be seen will hear, and then they'll repeat it, and then they get the same result. Make sure he's last, make sure there's nobody else in the courtroom. Stood on business in that joint. And then, but it kind of pissed me off because I missed a whole day of work today, and I actually like my fucking job. Two, they rescheduled it for the 25th of this month, which means I gotta miss another day of work unless I'm actually scheduled to be off on that day, which again pisses me off because I actually like my fucking job. Like I said, I work with troubled youth, boys and girls, at a juvenile detention facility, and the kids there are not bad. Some of them have some serious shit. Some of them have murdered people. Some of them are there because they were stealing cars or gang activity, all kinds of shit. Some of them there, some of the females, I think one little girl is there for like prostitution or some shit. Mind you, these are teenagers. They're between the ages of, I believe, 14 and 18. But in my eyes, they're all good kids. I don't give a shit what they're there for. I don't know who did what specifically. Well, some of them I do know. But I don't care who did what. I don't pass any judgment on them. I like my fucking job. I don't like having to take off, because I've been fucking unemployed for months. So if I got to now I have an opportunity to work and earn money at a fucking job that I actually like and make a difference in these people's lives. And that shit is, you're like interfering with my ability to do that when I'm supposed to do it, because you didn't do what the fuck you were supposed to do by having a judge in place for my hearing. If a judge was there, all of that shit would have been over with today. I would have said what I needed to say. I would have presented my evidence, and they would have been, without a shadow of a doubt, they would have known, oh shit, we fucked up. He's going to sue us in the federal court for millions of dollars for this fuck up. Let's try to minimize the damage right now. Maybe if we fix it today, maybe he won't sue us. I'm going to sue your ass anyway. You're going to fix it because the law told you to fix it. And I'm going to sue your ass even after you fix it, because I'm unforgiving when you bring damage and an injury to me. As a result of what you motherfuckers did, you have caused me to be unemployed for months. You put an unlawful suspension on my driver's license, so I can't use my vehicle to earn money with things like Uber or Lyft or DoorDash or any of the normal shit that you can do with your car to make money, because you put an unlawful suspension on my driver's license. And those agencies or those companies check your driver's license to make sure that it's in good standing. All right. So you prevented me from being able to do that, which prevented me from making income while I was unemployed. 2, you put an unlawful lien on my savings account, and I have money in my savings account, a couple $1,000s, to be able to keep all of my expenses paid in the event that I lose my job. You prevented me from being able to access that money, and now I'm fucking behind on my rent because of you motherfuckers. Nah, I'm gonna sue your ass in a federal court. Like shit. Like shit. But I'm very blunt and I'm very bold in the courtroom, because I want to let them know I know what the fuck you're doing. You know, most people that go in the courtroom have no clue. But just remember, first thing they asked me when I stated my name, because that name, that all capital name, that's not you. That is a entity. That is a corporate entity. I'm up here giving up. I'm up here giving up the juice. I'm supposed to be playing Marble Rivals and shit, but no, that all capital name that you see on your mail, that you see on the court papers, your name, you don't write your name like that. Your name is not spelled in all capital letters. That's the name. That's the same thing that appears on your birth certificate and your social security card. That shit is not you. When you were born, instead of saying this person was born, this little boy or this little girl was born, what they did was they said this business was started on the date and time that you were born, and this is the business's name. The social security number is the business account number. There is no real money. There is no real money. Now, some of you viewing this, you may not be old enough to remember, but when I was younger, if your parents sent you to the store with, I don't know, $10 and told you to grab whatever they wanted to get and you can keep the rest for yourself, money back then, that paper money back then, over top of the president's head, it used to say silver dollar standard. Okay? If you take out a $1 bill, a $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill, whatever, if you look over top of the president's head, it no longer says that. It says Federal Reserve Note. They changed it, what's on the banner, because back when I was a little child doing those things, the only way to pay a debt, first and foremost, is with silver and gold. That's what the Constitution says. You cannot pay a debt with a debt. The only way to pay a debt is with legal tender, and the only acceptable form of legal tender is gold or silver. Who do you know walking around with gold or silver? Nobody. So what they did was they made paper money, and they said silver dollar standard, silver dollar certificate, which means this $1 bill is the equivalent of 1 piece of gold. This $5 bill is the equivalent of 5 pieces of gold, and so on and so forth. As the denomination gets bigger, it's the equivalent to the exact same number of pieces of silver or gold. Silver, particularly. Now that it says Federal Reserve Note, it's not equivalent to anything. There is no real money. You see, they're committing a whole bunch of fraud out here, bro. And I figured that shit out. I figured out what the Constitution says about it. I figured out all the United States codes. I figured out all the codes of federal regulation, every fucking thing. And now they are sweating because they know I'm on their necks. So remember, if you ever got to go in court because they're trying to bring charges against you or trying to bring some type of debt against you, when you state your name, you need to say the following: I am the sentient being, the flesh and blood human being. I am not the fictitious corporation that is identified by the all capital letter name. I'm appearing under special appearance. I'm not waiving any of my rights, and I'm challenging the jurisdiction of the court, or in my case, the constitutionality of the administrative order. I'm telling you, motherfuckers will start sweating. You'll be able to hear their heart beating from across the room. Let me ready up for this next time. I've been talking for like 20 minutes. Close to 20 minutes. Well, not really. I think it's been like 10 minutes. 10 or 12.